custom color is already pre-measured. All you need to do is put both components in the bowl and stir. I recommend stirring with a whisk, but a fork or anything, or just the brush itself works just as nice. All right, here we have everything you need. Your gloves, your brush, your clip, and your color. And I recommend having a comb or some kind of paddle brush or wet brush by your side. Hi, so for our color application, make sure you put your gloves on. And when you come into the salon, we usually protect your hairline so you don't get stains. So from home, you can use, if you have a treatment, I'm going for the hair butter since it's my favorite thing. All you do is get a little bit, you know, like like a toothpaste amount, I guess. And you can use petroleum jelly if you like, if you have Vaseline. If not, any type of conditioner or mask would work great. Just put that on your hairline just to protect your skin. You don't need to go overboard. Treatments are great for after your color application too. So if you need any treatments or products, text me and I'll send them over with your color kit. Perfect. So just as long as we got that everywhere. And let's see what we got here. Hot mess. So just to tangle your hair, put on any t-shirt, any old t-shirt will do. So just make sure your hair is all detangled. I like to just pull all of this back and take a dip. And place the color around the perimeter of your hair. And it's okay if you get outside of the lines. I actually like to because I like coverage. It makes me look like I have more hair when I'm done. I like using a comb. And then go ahead and apply it to your hairline. I could just feel what's going on. Kind of easy to have it in a ponytail because you can kind of pass the whole perimeter. Now, I don't have many highlights, but if you have highlights, what you want to do is you want to be a lot cleaner about your application. You can kind of cut this in half. Like if you're going to do some pigtails, you have half here. Just cut it down the middle. So if you have highlights and you're somebody that highlights every month or two, you want to only get your hair color on your regrowth, where you have gray or where you have your real color. And you want to have very tiny applications, be very neat. If you don't have highlights or you have an ombre look, apply freely. Precision is more important when you're trying to preserve your highlights. And then, you know, I'm going to do the same thing on the back. So at this point, we just have two sections. Easy peasy, 2 parts, 2 sections. So once you have your 2 sections, cut that in half. If you don't have a comb, and I'm just used to using a comb for everything, these are excellent for sectioning. So I always like to have a comb on hand just because I like a very neat application. I can't do it any other way. And then I have extensions, so you can see it's a little harder when you have extensions, but still simple. So we're cutting this in half. So now we have the right side done. And you can grab your brush, cut down to about behind your ear or somewhere around your ear. And here you go. Pull this forward. If you have a lot of grays, place it. If you have a lot of grays, you place your product. You don't want to brush it off. So just place, 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 place. Place, place, place your product. So now we have 4 quadrants. We have 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. Okay? So I believe it's easier to do the front half and then finish with the back half. Most people have more gray in the front, so let's start there. Either cut this with your comb, or I'll show you with the brush. Cut this in half, and then I find it still easy to just hold your hair and keep going, but if that is too much trouble and you want to keep things easy, clip this away. Don't clip it where you just applied color, clip it to another area. So that might be easier, and then you can and cut another. So not clipping it would look like this. Feel free to use a comb, not to distribute the product, but to keep your sections neat. See, it's a lot easier with just using the back side of your professional color brush. The ones I'm sending you are from Framar, my favorite, one of the best professional hair color brushes. This you already applied. If you have an ombre look, you can always just like fade it in, fade it in, fade it in. That way you start like refreshing that interior. So quadrant number 1 is done. Quadrant number 2, go to the other side. Take your section. And cut. Doesn't matter if you want to cut this way or the other way, however you feel more comfortable. And really the only thing that matters is that you're working neat. You don't want to get that root formula all over old highlights. So just work at whatever pace you're comfortable with, so long as you're working in clean sections. Check that out. Perfect. This is going to be a dream come true. I hope all of you are staying safe, staying home. Our health is what matters, and the health of those that we love, and even the health of those people that we don't know matter too. Easy peasy, guys. Easy peasy. I'm just looking at my phone, but this is a lot easier when you're in front of the mirror. Take your time. Remember, if you have ombre, you want to pull that color out to some. You know, for me, the redder the better. So then with the back quadrants, I don't know if you can see the mirror behind me, but this is what you're gonna look like to yourself. Just take a piece. If you want, clip away so that you can feel what's going on behind. So you've already colored the whole perimeter. Now we're just applying from the bottom to the top. So bam, 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 bam. That's what's going on. For me, it's easier to not clip it. So you go from the inside, create a line, take your section, kind of like if you're flat ironing your hair. If you tug on your hair, you'll be able to really feel that root, really feel what's going on. Another thing is, if you're in quarantine with your husband, your children, your friends, anyone, safe, have them apply it. Do the same for them. Okay, so that part's done. Reestablish that your hair is still cut in half. It's a little messier with extensions. It's a lot easier without. And then we take a section. Not the most attractive video, but I do want to show you how you can do this yourself. All right, so once your application is done, when you have a lot of grays or more resistant hair on your hairline, or I always just like to double check, you can always just redo the application. I have a lot of extra color, but you can always redo your application. And at the very end, go ahead and make sure that the most important areas to you are fully saturated. So typically that's the hairline. Don't worry about extra stuff on your skin because we have that barrier cream, but we can also clean it up. So once that's done, I'm not a big fan of like pushing all this stuff back because then all that color oozes into your previously colored area. And for some people that's very highlighted. So just leave it alone. Just make sure it's not in your face. I've provided a cap if you want to just put a cap over it and just to protect your hair during your processing time. So 30 minutes. Put a timer. I'll see you later.